Hi guys, Aaron here. Welcome to today's Body Club session. We're back for another Pilates class for recreational runners. Today in part 2, we're looking at barefoot conditioning drills as well as some plyometrics. So the feet and the ankles are tasked with bearing the load of our entire body. When we're running, gravitational forces increase the load placed through these structures. So it's therefore highly important to ensure our feet and ankles are both strong and mobile. Conditioning the feet and the ankles as well as the knees and the hips provides protections for the bones, the connective tissues and the muscles. And in addition to this, it helps improve the return of elastic energy, which is essentially the energy stored in the tendons and the muscles that help to reduce the oxygen costs when running. So basically it has a knock-on effect to our running performance as well. The mobility around the feet and the ankles is also important, particularly for stability, alignment, running mechanics, and it can also help prevent jarring forces which can lead to problems such as stress fractures and tendonitis. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with some warming up through the feet and the ankles. So these are just some nice simple drills you can do to get started with your barefoot conditioning. Lift your heels, so you're coming up into sort of like a calf raise and you're staying on the toes and you're keeping stiff, quite stiff through the knees. So we're going to try not to flex or bend through the knees too much. And then all we're going to do is, like we're kind of, imagine you're up on stilts, just going to walk forward through the mat. Get to the end, keep the heels lifted, walk back. You might feel your calves starting to really work, perhaps some of the tissues underneath the bottom of the foot and the arch of the foot. And again, so we're trying not to bend the knees as we walk. We want to stay really nice and tall, well held. Walking forward, walking back. One more time. Starting to get a little bit of burn going on in the calves now. You can feel how that's quite strong through the feet. I've doubled my mats up just to give myself a bit of cushion as well here today. And release. Good. With next one, into a position called Dorsiflexion. So my toes pull up towards my shins, or my foot pulls towards my shin. Again, I'm just going to walk through on my heels. Looks a bit weird. Small steps. Yeah. So notice from here, you might find that when you lift your feet, your bum shoots back like that, okay? So essentially when we're walking, we want to really make sure we're keeping those hips pushing through, forward, underneath your shoulders, while still pulled up with the feet. So really make sure you're letting your hips drive you forward, and the same on the way back. Yeah, one more. It was a bit weird doing this one, but as I say, very good for the mobility and the stability around the ankle joint. Good. We're then working through the feet, outside edges of the feet. I'm running my feet down the mat, and then I'm just going to take small steps underneath my hips, forward, same again. Going to work through the foot, keep relatively stiff through the knees. You can have a little bit of knee bend on this one. Just walking through outside, running right through the outside edges of the feet. Just strengthening up some of those structures. Lots of movable joints in the feet. It's really important to be able to keep them mobile. Good. Inside to the feet. So you're basically going to turn your foot out. Okay, so it's called an eversion. And we're walking, rolling through the inside of the foot. And then back again. So you want that outside edge of your foot off the floor. And the knees might come in a bit, but same thing again. We don't want the bottom pushing out. We don't really want to be in this position when we're doing this. Yeah. Remember, here we're trying to work the feet and not through the hips. So again, keep those hips pressing through. And and rolling through that inside of the foot. Just trying to get your feet to move nice and pliable. Very good. Inside edge. Final one, forward. Your hips come through, tailbone grounded, and back. Wow. Aching a little bit at the tops of the feet there. Good, and then finally is lateral step through. So we're going to step the right foot across, and then I'm going to roll through my right foot outside to inside. I'm going to step to my left foot inside, and then I'm going to roll to the outside of the foot, and then to the inside, and then outside, and inside. And then I'll go back again, roll to the outside edges of your feet, to the inside, to the outside. Inverting and everting the foot. Let's do that again, step across. Trying to balance as well here, keeping yourself nice and square. Really trying to get that foot to move. And then one more time back, through, back, through, get the foot moving, back, and through. Good, and release. All right, we're going to do a few foot circles and then some toe taps. So you're going to stand and balance on your left leg. You're going to bring your right foot out, and then you're just going to circle the foot. You're going to get some mobility through the foot and the ankle. Really try and create a nice full circle. And then also we're working the stabilizers on the left leg by balancing. Nice big circles. And then round the other way. Good. And release, other side. Circles, nice big circles. Try not to move the whole leg. Keep the leg still. Just focus on the foot and the ankle joint. Just preparing the body for warming up the feet and the ankles for some of this work that we're going to come to do, where we're going to put a little bit more load and a little bit more force through. 3, 2, 1. You might find one ankle feels more mobile than the other. Certainly my right side moves a little bit more with a little bit more fluidity. Good. Next one's to tap. So again, just starting to get ready to prepare for some of what we're coming to do. So we're just tapping the foot. Essentially you want to make as loud a tap as you can, but just by using the foot and not slapping your whole leg onto the floor, yeah? Starts to create some innervation, yeah? Nerve firing, the muscles in the calves, and also down into the feet. And then the other side, those toe taps. Again, trying not to move the leg, but really focus on keeping it through the foot. Good. Into some ankle walks. So from here, I'm going to come up onto my tiptoes like before, but this time I'm going to work through the ankle joint into dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. So if you watch, again, I'm stiff through the knees. Try not to kick my leg too far out. I flex one foot, plant, flex the other foot, plant, flex, plant. Yeah, you can have your arms to the side for balance, or you can have your hands on your hips and you're walking forward. Okay, and again we're going to turn around, we're going to go back down the mat, lift the heels, flex, plant, keep stiff through the, nice and tight through the quads, glutes, trunk, back. Going again, one more time. Really important. If be able to create this, what's called this stiffening capacity, which is going to help the tendons and the muscles to activate, to become nice and tight, so that when we're running, you get good spring in your step, and you can really utilize those tendons, reutilizing energy via that stored elastic energy that we were talking about before. And then finally we go into ankling. So now it's the same thing, except I'm jogging on the spot while I'm doing it. So again, make sure you're not bending your knees. This is all coming through the feet and the ankles. Okay, go through, turn around, back again. Yep. Important not to kick your legs forwards, but keep your feet underneath you. So it's more about a vertical oscillation here. And back. Good. And then we're going to move through sort of to the main component now. We're nice and warmed up through the feet and the ankles, the calf muscles, as you can feel, probably quite well fired up. So here we're going to do some plyometric drills, just like a rapid lengthening and shortening of the muscles, nice and quick. Then we're also going to do some stabilization work, where we're going to do some hop and stick, and some jump and stick, and then we're also going to do some dynamic stabilizations with some skater drills side to side. Okay, and we've got a couple of circuits of that. So pogo hops, we'll go down the mat again, we'll do it the same way. So essentially it's the same thing but with both legs this time, and we're trying to create a little bit more lift. Okay, hands on the hips. Again, try not to too much bend through the knees. Remember, we're trying to condition from the calves down through the ankles and the feet. Okay, so you're creating a hop, and just do a small hop forward. 10, okay? Then back. Don't be fooled by it, puts a lot more load through the tissues than you think. And then back again, jump. Good hop, good spring in your step. And you see what I'm trying to create there is as little ground contact time as possible. So as soon as I hit the floor, I'm trying to bounce again. All right? And we're trying not to do this. You see if there's a subtle difference between bending the knees and the hips, keeping them stiff, and getting that work to come through the feet, through the calves and the feet and the ankles. Good. Next one we're going to do is a hop and a stick. So I'm going to start on one leg. I'm going to hop forward. I'm going to land on the other one and balance. So I'm going to hop through, balance, walk back, hop, balance. With each one, hop, you can start to create a little bit of a lift. So you imagine you're going to go over a hurdle. And you're going to create that stability as quick as you can. Don't land on your heel too hard. Mid to forefoot. This really helps us rapidly stabilize the joints. Using those ground reaction forces. Other side. Hop and balance. You might, like me, have one side that's more stable than the other, and that will just indicate which sides or which side might need more work. Quite common to have asymmetries there. The more you practice, the more it helps to iron those out. 4 to go. Imagine you're going over a hurdle, bit of a bigger hop now. Good balance, make sure you're balanced before you step back. Final one. Good. Then coming into lateral hop and stick. So first we're going to stick it, and then the next set we're going to do skaters. So we're going to come from one side. This time I'm going to go diagonally across the mat, so I'm loading a bit more through the glutes this time. Hop across, balance, hop across, balance. And you might want to start with just a small step, especially if you're not used to this type of thing. It takes a bit of time to condition those tissues and also just to get the balance for it. Or if you're feeling confident, you can start to increase the range of your step, the width, or you can even increase the height of your hop as well. Whoop. And release, really good. And then we're going to go back through to the top. So we're going back into our Pogo Hops. Again, you need to give yourself gradual exposure to this. There's a couple of ways you can increase. So week by week you increase the volume. You can do that by increasing the number of reps you do, or you can increase that by doing the number of sets you do, or you can increase the intensity of the exercise, which would just mean to hop a bit higher, okay? But the higher you hop, the more rate of force development we need to produce to get a quicker ground contact time, okay? So nice and quick off the floor. We're gonna go again, Pogo Hops. Good, and back. You want about 10 per set, and then 3 of those. One more. Excellent, guys, good. Then we're going to move into a jump and stick. And I'm actually going to use these yoga blocks to give myself a little bit of a hurdle. Rather than just hopping from one leg to the other now, to increase the intensity of this one, I'm going to jump from both feet onto one. So a little bit more coordination required. Starting on both feet, little bend from the knees, hop over, land on one leg. Okay, turn around, same leg. 2, balance. Again, balance. So we're creating an overload through the tissues to what we'd normally get in a running gait or a running stride. 6, do 2 more. 7, last one. 8. Awesome, and then switch leg. So if you feel that's a bit much, you can always start, to say if you haven't done this before, you can just do your step and stick if you like, and gradually build your way up to it. Jump, hold. The quicker you can stabilize, the better. Remember, cushion yourself when you're landing, but as quick as possible. 4 to go. You can use a bigger hurdle if you like. Excellent stuff, guys, good. And then finally we had those skaters. Again, we can actually keep the blocks because it helps keep your feet lifted, so we're not dragging the feet, picking the legs up. From here, one side to the other. Hop, over, should have been a hold, hop, hold, hop, hold, good, keep going. Eight on each leg. 6, 5, 4, 3, whoop, 2, and 1. Nice and stable to finish. Really good, good stuff, guys. As you can see, gets the heart rate up a bit as well. And then we're just going to go into a bit of work now, some muscular endurance work around the calves, really build up the strength of the feet and the calf muscles. And we're going to do this 2 different ways. Now, you can use a wall if you like, and you don't have to have yoga blocks. You could stack up some books, or you could even roll up your yoga mat and just put your toes on the yoga mat and your heels on the floor. Okay, but from here I'm going to use the blocks. I'm going to use the pole for a bit of balance. Again, you don't have to use the pole. It's always good practice to do stability without it. But just for the purpose of today, I'm going to use it. And then feet planted underneath your hips facing forwards. Make sure that pole is in the center. And then just nice and simple with a straight leg, so a locked out knee, we're going to lower and lift. Lower and lift. And from here, I don't want to be pushing my hips forward like this. You might find the hips go forward, and then you can see here that we lose energy through this chain. So we want to make sure that we're stacked up. Ear, shoulder, hip, knee, ankle. We're going to drop a plumb line down through the ear. Good. Maybe a tiny bit of forward lean. Up and down. Slowly. Quite metronomic. Up, down, up. Get a full range. Get those heels to drop as much as you can and lift as high as you can. 3, 2, and 1. So I can feel the calves burning a bit there. So just take 10 seconds. Next one we're going to do is with a bent knee. So we shorten one of the muscles that runs over the back of the knee, the gastrocnemius. And we do this with a bent knee, okay? And then you can see I'm slightly leaning forward, but I'm using this to keep me upright. Again, you can use a wall here. And my heels drop as low as I can and my knees bend. Keeping my knees bent, I lift and lower through the heels. You have a run and you feel your Achilles tendon. This is a great exercise to help to strengthen that up. Just giving it a bit of range, really letting those heels drop. Calves are really burning here. 2 to go. And up. Good. That was the easy bit. Going to get a bit tougher. Next, same thing, single leg. Okay. And again, if you're not used to this, a few less reps, you know, sort of 8 reps, something like that. If you've got a lot of experience with it, you can take it up to 20 or even 30 would be kind of top end. From there, single leg lower, lift, lower, lift. Use the wall for balance or use that pole. And the best way is to hold it into the opposite hand to the one that the calf that you're working. Lift, lower. So we get some stability work here, and then also, as you can feel, that muscular work. Lift and lower all the way down. Good control, don't rush it. Good, and release. Woo. Some serious burning going on there. And then the other side. Lift and lower. You're trying to push through the whole of the ball of the foot. You might find that your foot rolls out a bit. So try to really work through the center of the foot. Full range, nice full lift through. She's working on that stability as well. Good, guys, and release. So around somewhere, as I say, 8 to 20 reps, something like that. Just do what you feel you've got the capacity for and just gradually build up week by week. Good, let's work one more time through those drills. Both legs, lower, lift, squeeze to the top, lower, lift, lower, lift. Want more of a challenge? Take your hand off the wall or your pole and do it without. Make sure those hips aren't pushing forwards. Keep a straight line. Get a real good deep burn there. Two to go. Well done, guys, excellent. And release. If you do these drills, guys, I can sort of guarantee to practice them for a month or so, once a week or even twice a week. If you're feeling adventurous, you can do this twice a week. You'll really feel a spring in your step with your running. Really think about your foot placement too. All right, bend the knees, lift, lower. Same again here if you wanted to. You could practice that bit of balance. You should have a bit more range through the ankles now. If you feel like you're struggling with the range of motion in your ankle joints, do have within this series another workout, mobility based, where we address this quality. So you can check that one out. I'll just try and stay focused. 2 to go. Good, and release. Excellent, and then we're just going to finish that off, that single leg. Holding the opposite hand outside the shoulder will help you to balance more. First one, straight leg. 1 to 10, 2, couple less reps this time, 3, because we're under a lot of fatigue, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, good. Another way to progress that would be to hold a weight in that hand, and you can do them weighted. I do that one sometimes. Yeah. Other leg. Lift and lower. Nice full range. Really helps you to focus on your alignment too. 10. Good. We're nearly there. We've got to do that single leg calf raise with a bent knee this time. So you bend your knee over your toes, you let your heel drop, you get that real good stretch through your foot. And then once you've found the length, you add that strength component. Not an easy one to do, as you can see. Build up to doing that with the pole. Other option, hold the wall, do it with the wall, and then just focus on your focus on that first, and then you can add that balance component in after. Good. And then finally on that other side, bent knee calf raise, single leg. Let's go. Trying to push through the center of the foot. So good. All right. Great work, guys. So give that a practice. As I say, it's part of a series of these Pilates for recreational endurance runners. So you can check out some of the other videos as well, some on mobility, some on muscular endurance, some on stability, some on core work. So give it a go, give us some feedback, catch you next time.